Joe Biden, the funniest man in the universe, when he's not making a toddler's speech skills look exemplary with his complete inability to talk like a human being, he's coming over to Europe to continually declare war on Russia, and then his carers in the White House have to walk it back time after time. Or he's doing the real classics, like asking a blind man where he is when being led around by him. I think we can all agree that Joe Biden is comedy gold. But away from the comedy we see of him humiliating himself every time he's on screen, Joe Biden is also a dangerous lunatic with ideals of being a dictator. Or at least whoever is using this vegetable as a skin suit to run America certainly is. And to that end, Joe Biden seemingly watched the movie 1984, thought it was all a great idea and created his own. Didn't call it the Ministry of Truth though, he called it something way creepier and sinister, the Disinformation Governance Board. Because what harm can possibly come out of the government commanding you what to think? This has only ever gone perfectly every other time it's been tried. So he thought to himself, Joe, this is not insane enough. I know creating a whole wing of the government with the sole mission to bully everyone who disagrees with my endless lies into submission. I need a genuine mental patient to head it up. So he hired a woman called Nina Jankowicz. Now, Nina is an extremely dangerous individual, and I don't say this lightly, but she is completely evil. Here's a clip of her justifying why only the version of events she approves of should ever be visible to other people. Let's watch it, shall we?
And I am eligible for it because I'm verified. But there are a lot of people who shouldn't be verified who aren't, legit, in my opinion. I mean, they are real people, but they're not trustworthy. Anyway, so verified people can essentially start to edit Twitter the same sort of way that Wikipedia is. So they can add context to certain tweets. So just as an easy example, not from any political standpoint, if President Trump were still on Twitter and tweeted a claim about voter fraud, someone could add context from one of the 60 lawsuits that went through the court, or something that an election official in one of the states said, perhaps your own Secretary of State and his news conferences, something like that. Adding context so that people have a fuller picture rather than just an individual claim on a tweet.
Well, that's cool, isn't it? Not only does she think it's a normal idea and not completely deranged that someone should say something on social media, and if she and other verified users disapprove of it, she can go right ahead and edit it to make the post something she likes. But she also wants to pick and choose who the verified people are who do it, because again, she doesn't approve of certain people. Again, I don't say this lightly, but this woman is total scum. One of the biggest pieces of shit to ever walk the earth. The levels of evil and lunacy you have to possess to be so intent on controlling other people's lives. You say this out loud and you think it's acceptable. It's through the roof. But I bring you good news, people, as Joe Biden's Ministry of Truth is no more, as today it was put on pause, i.e. cancelled completely, and little Miss Starlin was fired or resigned. Who cares? She is no more. But why? Surely this was one of the greatest ideas of all time and everyone was enthused by its existence. Well, no, it's been one of the most unpopular and misguided decisions ever made by a politician, and everyone universally hated it because, we have history screaming at us that this kind of thing only leads us down one path, and that path is very dark indeed. The Washington Post frames it with an article running cover for the people that pay it money, the Democrats, called How the Biden Administration Let Right-Wing Attacks Derail Its Disinformation Efforts. And it goes on to claim a single person, Jack Posobiec, destroyed it all by making his followers on Twitter tweet over 50,000 times about it being a bad idea. No, it got shat on by everyone because it was a bad idea, a huge overreach of power, and moreover, it was insanely creepy. Who cares if someone thinks something that isn't correct? Everyone does that all the time. We've had 2 years of a guy constantly lying on television. They don't seem to be doing anything to shut him up, do they? A DHS spokesperson gave a statement about the whole matter and said this choice piece: Nina Jankowicz has been subjected to unjustified and vile personal attacks. Good. I'm glad, because they were all justified. If you try and control other people's lives, you deserve all you get. And he also attacked on that she also received physical threats, like the communists always do, to score more victim currency. And aside from doubting that ever happened, because it never does, they're always just lying, if you are actively seeking to harm people like Miss Nina was, you're going to get backlash. And I have absolutely no sympathy. But what a great day. The witch is gone, and maybe governments around the world will slowly start to realize that everyone hates them. We don't want to be involved in our lives any more than they already are. At all. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to see more content on this. Thanks, boy.